Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, as we welcome you inside the pit here at Pocatello High School, as tonight it's varsity volleyball action as the Preston Indians hit the road and come here to Pocatello to take on the Indians here tonight. For Preston, with a record of 12-5, they're 2-2 in conference. They've won 3 straight and 12 of the last 14 matches overall as they get ready to take on what really is their closest rival in Pocatello. For the Pocatello Indians, they come into tonight's match 5-6 overall on the year here in 2019. For Preston, they're coming off what was a very difficult win against Minico, a match they really should have played better, but they ended up having to go 5 sets and ended up with the victory nonetheless. Was Kalaska Haskell happy about the victory? Well, she was happy they got the win, yes. Was she happy about the way the team played? No, not really, as you'll hear coming up as we chat with her coming up after this timeout. This is Preston Indian Volleyball on KACH.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hi, this is Bob Larson at LSS Insurance. Get ready, Franklin and Rich County. There's a new, very affordable Medicare Advantage plan. Incredible benefits that could really lower your medical costs. Learn about this new plan at our Logan office on Tuesday, October 15th at 2 or 6:30 p.m. We're select health-appointed agents with the answers you need about Medicare. See lssins.com for meeting details. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 752-9493.
Imagine a world with no football. Yeah, we don't want that either. Football lives here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Aggies have the week off, but return home next Saturday against the Nevada Wolfpack. Pregame is at 7 p.m. with the kickoff at 8:15.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Girard, and this is your home for Utah State Athletics. 105.5 FM and AM 1340, KACH, Preston.
Motor Company has a lifetime warranty.
Well, I guess the secret's out. West Motor in Preston and Logan is now including a no-charge, lifetime powertrain warranty on almost every vehicle we sell.
Almost every vehicle West Motor sells has a lifetime warranty, and your prices are the best around. Why would anybody go anywhere else?
I can't think of a single reason.
Lifetime warranty only at westmotorcompany.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
Welcome back. Time to talk to the coach, Kalaska Haskell, as we get ready for the match here against the Pocatello Indians. And as you head into this match tonight, you chalk up another win, although it was a little bit more tougher on Tuesday night over at Minico.
Oh, absolutely. That game, they really came prepared. It was their senior night, their last straw at home, and normally that plays a lot on the emotions of the girls, and we thought for sure, their emotions will be high and we can kind of execute more on that. But no, they wanted it so bad, they put up a big fight, and they were a completely different team than what we saw before when we matched up with them. And they came and they pushed us, and they really ruffled our feathers, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, that was a game that we we've pulled out in the end, but it was definitely something that we're not going to forget. We've got to learn from it, and we've got to figure out why we were in that situation and how to better ourselves.
I was going to say that when you kind of have a target on your back now a little bit, you're having won 12 out of 14, people know, okay, this is a pretty good team. We can't take them for granted anymore. We have to go out and knock them off.
Oh, absolutely. And at the start of the season, we were the team that, I kept telling the girls, no one cares. No one thinks anything about you. Everyone thinks it's just going to be last year all over again. And you have to write the story. It's your job. And so that really gave them the motivation to, put those wins under their belts and start moving themselves up and hitting the top of their rankings and things like that. And then it's just getting harder and harder as we find those hard teams that are really improving throughout the season. And so now it's kind of, are we going to be that improving team that matches up at the end, or are we going to be the team that falls short because we just didn't get there? And so it's kind of a battle amongst ourselves to really claim that spot or those spots up top. But every day you just keep working.
I thought the girls showed some real intestinal fortitude as well, battling back through that situation. We're playing a team that was inspired with playing the last home game to finally come back. We had big leads in the third and fourth sets. Some we were able to hold on to, some we weren't. But still, in the end, they were able to finally come up with a fifth set victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for the most part, our girls just battled with their confidence, trusting themselves out there on the court and knowing that they can put it away. Something that they've kept this whole season is just the fact that they are very good at following through. We've been in tight positions before. One that stands out in my mind is against our last match against Pocatello. And they had to come back. They were a huge deficit, and they pulled out that set. And so knowing those things and seeing that time and time again, they really do push through. I think, too, against Minico last night, or on Tuesday, that game, they had a hard time. We don't normally lose sets. That's one of the things that we strive for, is not to make an easy set, to follow through and get the advantage. And so I think that really it was a shocking moment. Because it wasn't a team we were worried about necessarily, and so it just threw us a loop.
Once momentum goes over and lives on the other side of the court, it's hard to get it back.
Yeah, get that rhythm going and things like that, and that was a huge struggle for us on Tuesday.
Let's talk about the match previously you played against Pocatello. That was back at the beginning of the year, before the team had really started to make strides to move forward. But they certainly have moved on since then. You talked about what you remember the set you almost gave away against Pocatello, but you're still able to go on and win that match 3-1. What else do you remember about that night against Pocatello here?
Well, we really eyeball their setter. She's a great captain, I'm pretty sure she is, for their team. She's just a leader. As her role as a setter, that's what she has to do. And she is a playmaker. She keeps us on our toes. And going into that match, we knew that. We had seen her. We had matched up with her before, just at tournaments or in previous seasons. And so we had that game plan to take care of her and not to get, in a way, schooled by her, thrown off by her. And we did a really good job of handling that. I think, too, that their hitters weren't necessarily playing their full potential that I've seen before. And so on an off night, we were able to execute really well on that ourselves because we were hitting well. So this matchup against them again, who knows, it could be a different story. They could really come out and bring something new that we haven't seen before, but our main focus is staying with their setter and seeing what she puts up for their hitters and then taking care of the ball.
What do you tell the girls at practice and to get them ready for this next match? Is it just to keep their head in the game, or to concentrate a little bit more on what their job is?
We talk a lot about their roles and their jobs and what they need to do and having confidence in that, because if they're not doing their jobs, then it kind of leaves slack on the court, and then other people have to pick it up and do two jobs at once, and that gets really chaotic. So we talk a lot about that, and then we talk a lot about first ball execution. So when we get on serve receive, we always want to execute that ball right away. So that way we can control their momentum, get it back on our side, and then start running away with it. make the least amount of errors is always the game of volleyball. And so in that aspect, just to execute right away is our goal.
Best of luck against Pocatello, and hopefully another step forward.
Yes, thank you.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search KASASA.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Last week, the Preston Indians football team had their win streak snapped in a tough game at Minico. This Friday, the Indians play their final home game of the year as the Burley Bobcats come to town for senior night. Come out and say thank you to some 25 seniors who will play their final home game for the Indians. Or you can catch the game on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
KACH.
Welcome back. Time to talk to the coach, Kalaska Haskell, as we get ready for the match here against the Pocatello Indians. And as you head into this match tonight, you chalk. Welcome back here to the pit in Pocatello High School. As you can see, if you're watching on mylocalradio.com tonight, that it is senior night here in Pocatello, as they are going through all of their introductions. Some 8 seniors that they're honoring here. They have a special gift for the coach as well. So they're going through all that. I imagine they're still going to come out and warm up just a little bit more, as they've been standing around now for the last 10 or 15 minutes. The match, as you heard Kalaska Haskell talk about, against Pocatello earlier this year at Preston, the Indians were able to win that by a 3-1 count. Big hitters in that game. It was Haley Windward with 12 kills and a .400 hitting percentage. Haley Meek also with 12 kills in that match against the Pocatello Indians, I should say. That was way back at the beginning of the year. We'll take another timeout. We'll be back a little bit more on the pregame show from Pocatello right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil.
The Westside Pirates improved their record to 5-1 with a win over Malad last week. This week, the Pirates take the week off as they get ready for the remainder of the season. That all kicks off next Friday night with an important game at home against the Bear Lake Bears. Support Westside Sports all year long on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH.
Other matches going on this evening around the Great Basin. 10 Century is at Burley. Wood River is going to be at Twin Falls tonight. Minico is taking on Mountain Home at Mountain Home, and Canyon Ridge will be at Jerome. And of course, here in Pocatello, it's the Preston Indians against the Pocatello Indians. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, it'll be time to play some volleyball here in Pocatello. The Indians against the Indians. It's all coming up next. Stay with us.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The Westside Pirates improved their record to 5-1 with a win over Malad last week. This week, the Pirates take the week off as they get ready for the remainder of the season. That all kicks off next Friday night with an important game at home against the Bear Lake Bears. Support Westside Sports all year long on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians Volleyball. All the excitement of Preston Lady Indians Volleyball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care that you will find in all of Cache Valley. By Stokes Market and True Value. By Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park community here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of any of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, is strictly prohibited. As we welcome you inside the pit once again here this evening, as tonight the Preston Indians travel an hour down the highway and come here to play the Pocatello Indians as Preston looks to continue that drive toward the postseason, which comes up in about a week. In fact, speaking of a week, the play-in games are a week from tonight, but next Tuesday, the Preston Indians will play their final home game of the year. It'll be their senior night as they'll be taking on the Burley Bobcats, one of the two teams that has beaten them in the last 14 games overall. So it'll be a very interesting night. Come out, celebrate the seniors, and see some great volleyball next Tuesday out at the Preston Gym. JV game starts at 6 o'clock. The senior game, the varsity game rather, starts about 7:30. Speaking of the JVs, they lost here this evening to the Preston JVs, to the Pocatello JVs in straight sets, with Pocatello winning 25-18 and 25-21. Along with being senior night here in Pocatello, they're also having their breast cancer awareness night tonight. The girls wearing pink socks and pink ribbons in their hair, much like the Preston girls did a week ago at the breast cancer awareness night that they had back in Preston. So for the Indians, the Preston Indians, I have to get used to that, to having the same nickname in the same league. For the Preston Indians, as they come in having won 3 straight, 12 of the last 14 overall, they are 12-5. If you look at the standings on the websites that follow Prep Sports, it shows them in 4th position. That's kind of where they're at. Right now they're kind of on the outside looking in, which is why winning is so important. Not only need to win here tonight, but also need to win that rematch against Burley coming up on Tuesday at senior night. So for them, well, this becomes a very important match. It's a team they beat earlier in the year, and they need to make sure they do that again here tonight as well, as it was a 3-1 victory for Preston back at Preston Gym. That night, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, 2 girls for the Preston Indians really led the way. It was Haley Windward, who have collected a total of 12 kills in that match. Also had 3 blocks, served up a couple of aces in that game as well, and it had a 400 hitting percentage. Now remember, we've mentioned this several times. When you talk about hitting percentage in volleyball, it's much like a batting average in baseball. If you're around 300, you're doing good. If you're well above 500, which Haley Windward hit 400 in that match, well, she did very, very well indeed. Haley Meek also had 12 kills in that match and a 128 hitting percentage with 1 block in that match against the Pocatello Indians earlier this year. In fact, Haley Meek is coming off a 12-kill performance and in the last match that Preston had in Minico a couple of days ago. Sage Meek also with 10 kills in that match. And Abby Keller, who we haven't mentioned here on the pregame show, well, she had 11 kills 2 nights ago against Minico and had collected 7 kills in the match against the Preston or Pocatello Indians earlier this year. So we welcome you to the broadcast. About ready to play some volleyball here in Pocatello this evening, as it is the Preston Indians and the Pocatello Indians. Our officials are making sure all the right people are on the court and on the places they need to be. And we are just about ready to play here this evening. Glad to have you along with us here on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH. And if you're watching the video feed tonight, along mylocalradio.com. I'm Dan Hubbard, and John Beverly producing back in studio for us tonight. So welcome to the broadcast. For Preston, still with those some impressive stats that they have as a team, although their hitting percentage is down a bit, hitting only 147 this year as a team. They've collected a total of 472 kills and have over 100 blocks recorded this year as well, and a total of 86 aces coming in to the match here this evening, as our down official is talking to the head coach for Pocatello, Jasmine Corsetti, before we get into action here tonight. Now she's going to go over and talk to the chair official. I'm not sure what the discussion was about, but for the Preston Indians, wearing their black spandex and black jerseys with dark blue numerals, the libero, Maddie Whitehead, wearing the dark blue normal road uniform tonight with a big white 5 in the middle of her back. Pocatello, white shirts, black shorts, black numerals, and again, the discussion now between the two officials is going on over on the far side. We'll remind you that tomorrow night the Preston Indians football team plays their final home game of the year. It is senior night with the Burley Bobcats in town. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. We'll be on the air with the pregame show about 6:30. And both Westside has the night off tomorrow, so there will be no Westside game tomorrow night. But also, Utah State has the weekend off as well, as they will not be in action this Saturday either, but they will be at home a week from Saturday, as they'll be playing host to the Nevada Reno Wolfpack a week from Saturday. That's a late kickoff, 7 o'clock pregame, 8:15 kickoff for television. So they put the people on the floor who were supposed to be there, and we're about ready to play some volleyball here tonight, as Hannah Stevenson drops back behind the service line, and she will serve first here for the Indians, who have the first serves here in the game here this evening. And here we go. We want to run away here from Pocatello, as the serve is pretty good, nice and deep. They get it back over onto the Preston side to the Pocatello Indians. Outside it goes to Keller, a little short shot, and the first point of the game goes to the Indians, as Abby Keller, with a little short shot, finds a little soft spot in the defense and records the point. Stevenson's second serve. Again, nice and deep into the deep left corner, as Maddie Whitehead has it, is on the dig. Comes over to Sparks. She's partially blocked at the net, and they're going to say that Pocatello was into the net, and it's 2-0 Preston. So Preston jumps out to an early 2-0 advantage here in the first set tonight. Outside, that goes to Muir. Muir's return again at the net, and it's put away. Boy, a nice short shot came right back to Muir, and she had it right at the net, and the side out makes it 2-1. So Pocatello will get the serve for the first time tonight. Natalie Beck, one of the 8 seniors recognized before the game, drops back, and she will serve here for the Pokey Indians, as it goes to Whitehead. Back set, that comes to Keller. Keller is dug out from deep in the back row. Outside set, back to Rubidoux, and Rubidoux ties the match. Rubidoux's strong hit into the back row, and Preston not able to dig it back out, and we're tied at 2. As Beck will serve again. Outside set, this comes to Sparks into the net. 3 straight points for Pocatello, and they open up a 3-2 lead here in the first set tonight. Again, back set, Keller, not a good set, but she's able to pick up the point anyway. She finds an open spot over along the far sideline. I have a 3-3 tie. They've on the scoreboard here, they show Preston at 4-3. See if we can get that straightened out here as we go along, as Abby's serve is back over onto the Preston side. They'll set it for Sparks. Sparks is dug out in the front row, just kind of getting it over. Rubidoux plays it deep in the back row. Keller got a hand on it but couldn't get it up. Nobody seems to be questioning the 4-4 score on the scoreboard, so we'll go with that. On the side out, as Jane Muir will now serve here for Pocatello. Good deep serve handled there as it comes to Haley Meek. She gets it back over. Outside, Rubidoux off the block and gets it down. Rubidoux, a good strong hitter, as Stevenson got partial hand on it to kind of deflect it, but didn't really make a full block. And the point goes to Rubidoux and the Pocatello Indians, who lead 5-4. Serve comes to Whitehead, deep on the court. Outside, Meek. Dug out in the back row as she's dug out by Beck. Comes to Muir. Muir goes into the net. 5-5 on the side out. Preston picks up the point as we're even again, and Maddie Whitehead will serve. Maddie, good serve, deep middle. Blocked at the net, kept alive momentarily by Pocatello, and they do keep it alive as Rubidoux gets it over in the middle, as that's going to be a double hit called on the set. It's too bad because it was really going to be a nice point for Windward, but it's a double hit, and it's now 6-5 Pocatello. So Pokey just to serve here as Haley Ray serving. Comes back over onto the Preston side. Sparks gets it deep. They'll have to play it back up in front. Short shot put up there by Pocatello, handled by Preston. As Haley Meek is partially blocked off the net, or off a hand, I should say, on the block. And then nobody for Pocatello could play the point as the ball came back over onto the other side. We're even at 6. So Sage Meek now will serve for Preston. Deep right corner serve comes to Haley Meek in the front row. Now in the middle, Windward. Windward's dug out there as it's kept alive by Beck. Back outside as it comes to Rubidoux again, because once again she tools the block and picks up the point. Pocatello goes up 7-6. Shaylee Davis comes in for the first time here for Pocatello. Basketball player, and she's not playing volleyball, wearing a brace on her left knee. And the serve is pretty good, dug out by Sage Meek. Back set to Haley Meek. Off a couple of hands, kept alive by the Indians as they'll bump it back over, back onto the Preston side as they get a free ball here. Outside to Haley Meek, off the block and down. So back and forth we go, tied at 7. As Drew Despain will rotate in for Preston. Now she'll drop back and get her first serve of the night. Haley Meek with a couple of serves, or a couple of kills already on the match, as that's blocked at the net. Kept alive on the Pocatello side, back over now to Preston. They set it to Windward. Windward goes too long. So Pokey back up on top, 8-7. Neither side has really been able to get a run here since Pocatello scored about 3 points in a row earlier here in the set, as that's going to be a lift. They're going to call it a double hit, but it's point for Pocatello either way. So they lead 9-7, and the next serve goes into the net. That's the first service error of the night. And that's charged against Allie Murdoch, the libero, for Pocatello. So Preston trails by a point, 9-8 here in the first set, and Windward will serve. The serve is good. They flick it over and pick up the point. Just a little flick. Madison Wilkes noticed the soft spot in the defense and got the point. Preston goes back, or I should say Pocatello goes back out by 2 points again, as it's now 10-6. Wilkes with the serve and the ace. Preston not able to dig the serve out. Now it's 11-8 as the Preston Indians trail by 3. Wilkes' next serve. Goes to Sage Meek. They put it back on the court. Sage will just steer it over. So it's a free ball here for Pocatello. Middle set. Not a real good hit as it comes back over to Preston. Muir is the one that kind of mishandled the hit as we got a whistle, and it'll be called a double hit on the dig attempt by Preston. So it's now 12-8 Pokey on top as they open up a 4-point advantage. Serve is going to be out. Second service error of the set against Pocatello. So at 12-9, ball comes back over to Preston. They have the serve as Hannah Stevenson will serve here once again. Serve, nice deep middle serve, comes in the front to Muir. Muir goes off the hands of Stevenson and out of bounds. (13-9) as once again Pocatello will open up another 4-point lead again. Natalie Beck with her second serve here of the first set. Outside set, that's blocked at the net, and into the net is who? Is he going to call it against Keller? So the point will go back over again to Pocatello as it's now 14-9. Beck's next serve comes to Despain in the back row. Outside to Keller, who just plays it over. That's dug out. They'll play it at the net. Outside to Rubidoux. Goes down the line and off the hands of Stevenson, and she picks up another point. Couple of big kills here in the first set by Haley Rubidoux, and a timeout on the floor called by the Indians. We'll take one as well. Pocatello leads 15-9. More first set action right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back here to Pocatello. Pokey Indians leading 15-9 here in the first set as Natalie Beck will serve again. Good serve as coming in and getting the point is Burnett as she gets the short ball at the net and then hits it off a pair of hands and out of bounds, side out back over to the Preston Indians. So 15-10 as Keller with the serve here for Preston. Outside set, it's Rubidoux again. This one's kept alive by the Indians. Outside it comes to Meeks as Haley is dug out. Comes back to Rubidoux, who just bounces it over to keep it alive. Outside set, back to Haley Meek again. That's kept alive again by Preston. As short this time goes Rubidoux as she just pokes it over the top of the block and gets the point once again. For Haley Rubidoux, 4 kills here in the first set already here tonight. And Jane Muir now serves for Pocatello. Outside, this comes to Meek again. She goes short, and they're going to call it somebody into the net for Pocatello. So it's a side out point for the Indians, and Whitehead will now drop back to serve. 5-point lead for Pocatello at 16-11. Whitehead serve deep center. The outside set comes to Michelson. Michelson just plays it over. She didn't have a good angle in the middle. It's right. She tucks it back right inside the back line. It's Burnett again. Burnett with her second kill. Preston back to within 4 at 16-12. Serve again by Whitehead. Again comes back to Michelson, who just pokes it over. As Keller will get it back deep in the Pocatello end. Outside set back to Rubidoux. Dug out by Keller in the back row. Back set comes to Sparks. Sparks is dug out by Murdoch. Kept alive again as this is Michelson, and it's out of bounds. Point for the Preston Indians. So Michelson with a hitting error. She hit it long. Served by Whitehead. Just does trickle over the top of the net. And then off the block and down as the kill this time goes to Megan Rowe, one of the seniors on the club. Makes it 17-13. Pocatello still on top by 4 as they pick up the serve again. And this will be Haley Ray now to drop back and serve. Ray comes forward, good deep serve. Wow, just is kept in play by Whitehead. Outside to Meek, blocked at the net, and the block is put down. As there for the block, credit it to Michelson and Alexa Jones to pick up the point. That makes it 18-13 as Pokey opens up a 5-point advantage. Here's Ray's next serve. It's an ace. So 19-13 as Ray with an ace. As Keller tried to come forward and play it, and she couldn't get there quite fast enough. Inside set. That is Windward who will pick up her first kill here tonight. The side out gets Preston the serve back at 19-14. So Preston still trails by 5 here. And the serve from Sage Meek is immediately put down. Again, another short shot at the net as just turning and making the quick kill was Madison Wilkes, the setter, who noticed another soft spot in the Preston defense. 20-14. Shaylee Davis drops back to serve. Shaylee's serve handled back there by Keller. Outside set comes to Windward, and that is on the line and in. So Windward with another kill. Keeps Preston alive here as they get the lead back down to 5 again, 20-15, as we approach the latter stages of the first set here tonight. Spain to serve. Inside middle set off the hands of Whitehead, and a point. That's a big hit. I believe that was Alexa Jones with that middle kill off the hands of Whitehead and out of bounds. As the next serve in play again. Outside, Windward is dug out, kept alive again by Pocatello. They'll bump it over as Jones gets it back over the net. Outside, this is going to come to Keller off the hands of the block and down. So Keller again gets the lead down to 5 again at 21-16. So here's Haley Windward again to serve for Preston. Windward's serve, deep left, in the middle again. It's off the net, and another point. Celesta McCurdy picks up that point as she hit it off the net, but it traveled along the edge of the net and found an open spot right in the corner of the court, right by our up official. 22-16. Serve handled by Preston. Whitehead just bumps it over to keep it alive. Kind of a mishandle there by Pocatello, so they're just going to give it right back to Preston. A free opportunity here for the Indians as Stevenson tries to just flick it over and she puts it into the net. 23-16. Pocatello closes in on winning the first set here tonight. Serve nice and deep comes to Keller. Keller's dug out in the back row. Again in the front row it comes to McCurdy, who's kept alive there by Preston. Off a couple of hands and now out of bounds. Point for the Indians. Partially blocked at the net by Pocatello. Then they couldn't get it back over or up or control it. So the side out again goes to Preston. It's 23-17 as Stevenson will get another chance to serve here. As that's going to does get over the net. Comes back over to Preston. Sparks at the net. Is dug out, kept alive by Davis. As Whitehead gets a hand on it. as Preston keeps it alive, and Sparks hits it out of bounds. Sparks with a desperation attempt to try to get it back over the net on the third hit as we go 24-17, but first a timeout called by Preston. Take a timeout as well. Back with the conclusion of set number 1 right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
KACH.
Teams back out onto the floor. Set point here for Pocatello. As let's see who it'll be to serve. It'll be Natalie Beck who rotates back onto the floor as she'll come in and serve here for the Pokey Indians. Serve deep right, handled there by Preston, outside to Sparks. She goes short. That's kept alive by Wilkes. As playing it over is Rowe. Back over to Preston, outside Keller. Keller hits it into the net, point for Pocatello, and that's the way the first set will end, as it's the Pocatello Indians taking the first set by the score of 25-17. Preston just kind of not their self of sorts, and it ended up costing them the set. We'll come back for the second set here in Pocatello right after this as Pokey wins the first set 25-17.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Imagine a world with no football. Yeah, we don't want that either. Football lives here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Aggies have the week off, but return home next Saturday against the Nevada Wolfpack. Pregame is at 7 p.m. with the kickoff at 8:15.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Gerard, and this is your home for Utah State Athletics. 105.5 FM and AM 1340, KACH, Preston.
Hi, this is Bob Larson from LSS Insurance. Finally, good news about Medicare plans for Franklin and Rich County. A new Medicare Advantage plan is now available that'll lower your costs and provide you with much better coverage. Learn the plan details at our Logan office, Tuesday, October 15th at 2 or 6:30 p.m. We're select health-appointed agents with the answers you need about Medicare. For accommodations of persons with special needs at the meetings, call 752-9493. That's 752-9493.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston. When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
KACH.
Second set, just getting ready to get started here. Hannah Stevenson will serve here for Preston to open the second set. And the first serve is an ace, their first of the match. So Stevenson serves up the ace. That'll be her 12th of the year. That's a serve that's played off the shoulder as Pocatello is charged with a 4 hit. So Preston now jumps out in front 2-0 here in set number 2. Stevenson's next serve, again, is almost mishandled by Rowe for the second time in a row. And this one is mishandled as McCurdy hits it into the net. So Preston jumps out 3-0. Next serve from Stevenson. Set in the middle. As it partially deflected off the net, took a lot of steam off the ball, and it fell in front of Stevenson. Give the kill to Jane Muir, and it makes it 3-1 as Pocatello has their first point of set number 2. Wilkes with the serve. Dug out into the net, and Stevenson couldn't play the deflection off the net, and it's now 3-2. Tough return. I believe that was Sage Meek who mishandled the return of serve. Whitehead has it, outside set. Sage goes deep, handle back there in the back row. Kept alive again, comes to Rowe. As Preston will just get it back and driving to try to make the attempt to keep it alive in the corner was Madison Wilkes and not able to. It goes out of bounds off her. And Preston goes up 4-2. Side out, so the rotation will move Sage Meek into the service position. As the serve from Sage is handled by Rubidoux. Outside set, this comes to Rowe. Short kill attempt handled there by the Indians. Whitehead will bump it back over. Here's another free attempt as this comes to Rowe again. Blocked at the net, kept alive by the Indians. Nope, they're going to call it a lift. Makes it 4-3. As Stevenson and I believe that was Longhurst had difficulty getting the ball back up after they blocked it. And once they did get it up, the chair official called it a lift. Outside set. Haley Meek is blocked at the net, but it stays on the Pocatello side. And Haley has another kill. That's her third of the match. Side out for Preston as they pick up the serve again at 5-3. Short serve, mishandled by Rubidoux. As it stays on the Pocatello side. Now they get it back over onto the Preston side finally as Longhurst tries to just steer it back over and hit it into the net. 5-4. As dropping back to serve for Pocatello now is Jane Muir. Muir's serve handled by Haley Meek. They'll set it outside for Haley. She'll go deep right corner. That's handled there. And the short set to Alexa Jones is mishit. Point for Preston. Preston with a 2-point lead at 6-4. And Abby Keller now serving. Outside set. Rubidoux can't get a hand on it, so she just pokes it all the way deep into the Preston end, as that will be placed just inside the back line by Haley Meek once again with her fourth kill here of the match, and Preston goes up 7-4 in set number 2. Then the serve by Keller is an ace for Abby. Her first of the night, 15th of the year, second ace of the set here for the Indians. It's now 8-4 as they open up a 4-point advantage as Abby serves again. Deep middle as it comes to Stevenson, who just pokes it right back over to Rubidoux, and Rubidoux able to put it away. Rubidoux had that ball really fall right in her lap. And she's able to go up and put it right back down onto the Preston side for the point. Haley Ray serving here. Outside as Meek is dug out, kept alive. They set it for Rubidoux again, and that ball went outside of the antenna apparently. So it's a point for the Indians. It's now 9-5. As Rubidoux with her first really miscue of the night. As they've just flicked it back over onto the Preston side to the Pokie Indians. Sage Meek plays it deep, but too deep. Tried to find that back corner and she hit it just a little bit wide. So the side out, and the point goes back over again to Pocatello as Shaylee Davis will rotate back in and come in to serve. 9-6, Pocatello on top, or I should say Preston on top here in set number 2. Stevenson outside set to Sage Meek and for the point. Sage found a little soft spot just over the net. Preston opens up a 10-6 lead here now. As once again it'll be Haley Windward to drop back and serve here for Preston. As they flip it back over, Preston able to control it. As Windward will just back set it all the way back over. So here's a free play for Pocatello. And once again, Alexa Jones with a miscue hits it into the net again with that short set right in the middle. So a couple of hitting errors here in the second set by Jones, and almost another mishandle here by Pocatello. They get it back over onto the Preston side. That's going to be a 50-50 ball at the net, and Stevenson able to get the block and put it back down. And timeout called again here by the Pocatello Indians. 12-6, Preston leads here in the second set. More second set action coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search KASASA.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
KACH.
Ready to go back to work here in the second set. Preston down 1-0 after losing the opening set 25-17. Haley Windward remains on the serve, gets it over, set, and that's going to be in just inside the back row. Credit Kalasta McCurdy with her second kill of the night. On the side out makes it 12-7. So the serve back over to Pocatello. Madison Wilkes will drop back and serve. Oh, check that. I should say Allie Murdoch serving. It's the outside set. Off a couple of hands and a point for Pocatello, as again it's Callista McCarty with a big kill from the outside. Back to 12-8. Preston still on top. Murdoch's serve at the net. It's going to go out of bounds, as that'll be a point for Pocatello. Ball was dug out by Preston, but it went over the net and fell out of bounds. It's kind of a miscue there. Serve again, handled by Keller. Outside set as Sage Meek tools the blocking and picks up the point. As it went off the hands of the block at the net and went out of bounds. Sage with her second kill of the set and second of the night, as Stevenson will serve again here for the Indians. Comes in the middle, kept alive by Preston. Off the hands as credit Jane Muir with the kill. Preston made one block and then tried to get it back in. The play to get it back over the net was just short right at the net, and Jones able to put it away. Whitehead receives the serve, comes to Meek, and Haley Meek hits it off the block and out of bounds. I take it back, that's Sage Meek again. So Sage picks up another point, 14-10. Preston still leading by 4. Side out, so now Sage Meek will drop back and serve. And service error for Sage as that goes out of bounds. Makes it 14-11. That's the first service error of the set for Preston. And it's 14-11. At the net, ball loose. Haley Meek is blocked, comes back onto the Preston side, played back over by Stevenson. Outside, Rubidoux is dug out nicely by Whitehead. They'll set it back to Haley Meek again, too close to the net, so she just pokes it back over. outside as this is Rowe, plays it deep. Returned there by the Indians in the middle as it comes there to Burnett. Kept alive again by Pocatello. They play it deep again. Kept alive by Stevenson. Back to Haley Meek, who just plays it back deep again. Back onto the Pocatello side. Outside set to Rubidoux. As kept alive again by the Indians as Haley Meek will return. Free ball here for Pocatello. And once again, it's Rubidoux dug out in the back row by Sage Meek this time. Whitehead just steers it back over the net as they just find an open spot in the court. Yes, they do. Madison Wilkes. As Preston defense was starting to back off, expecting the big hits. Wilkes picks up the point. Preston still leads 14-12, but the side out gives the ball back over to Pocatello once again as Beck with the serve. Outside as Haley Meek is dug out, comes back to Rubidoux as that's going to be too many hits as they're not going to be able to return it anyway. Makes it 14-12. Rubidoux had one little chance that was just to try to fist bump it back over the net, and she wasn't able to. She hit it back into the middle of the court. So here's Whitehead to serve. Good short serve as kept alive here is Pocatello and not able to get it back. So Preston now up by 4 again as it's 16-12. Maddie Whitehead's next serve again is short and dug out. As partially blocked at the net was Megan Rowe, but able to tool the block and picked up the point. So 16-13. Side out as it goes back over to Pocatello again. Here's Jane Muir to serve. Outside set. This is Longhurst who gets it over. Kept alive by Pocatello. Outside set to Rubidoux. Rubidoux tried to go short again. Played at the net by Preston. As Natalie Beck from the back row just gets it over. Free ball here for the Indians. As Sage Meek from deep. Partially off, blocked by the net. Partially. Comes to Rubidoux. That's blocked and out of bounds. Rubidoux with another big hit at the net. Her 6th kill of the night. That gets Pocatello back to within 2 again at 16-14 as it is Muir to serve and an ace. 16-15, timeout Preston. They hold on to a slim 1-point advantage as we'll go to the timeout. Back with more second set action after this with Preston leading by a point.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Preston holding on to a slim 1-point advantage here in the middle of set number 2. Jane Muir, who has served up 4 straight points to get Pocatello back to within a single point, continues on her serve. Good deep middle serve, outside set, comes to Haley Meek off the block and out of bounds. Another big kill for Haley. Preston goes back up by 2 again as they're finally able to get the side out. And it'll be Abby Keller now to serve at 17-15. Pocatello sets in the middle. And this time, Alexa Jones was able to clear the net and picked up the point. So back to a 1-point Preston advantage. Haley Ray will now drop back and serve again here for Pocatello. As service error goes into the net. 18-16. As now it'll be Drew Despain who will serve here for Preston. as they open the lead back up to 2 points again. Despain's serve, short middle, handled there. As again, they go short to Jones. Jones has got that measured now. After hitting a couple into the net, she's able to pick up a couple of quick points. As this time it'll be Shaylee Davis to serve again here for Pocatello. With Preston again hanging onto a slim 1-point advantage. As they set outside for Meek. Dug out deep in the back row. Outside, that is off a hands. Does it stay in play? Yes, it does. As they're able to keep McCurdy from picking up the kill. Back onto the Pocatello side. Short set this time. As again, it's Jones. Not be able to pick up the point this time. That's off the hands of McCurdy. As Pocatello will just give it back to the Indians. The outside set. This comes to Sage Meek, who overran it and then mishit it. Tied at 18. Sage really tried to wind up for one and kind of mistimed it a little bit, as the serve will be another service error against Pocatello. Preston gets a 1-point advantage again and the ball back. As once again, Haley Windward will now serve at 19-18. As they set it outside, McCurdy. Off the hands in the back row is Despain, not able to return it. 19-19 again. Celesta McCurdy with her 4th kill here of this set. Murdoch to serve. They'll set outside to Sage Meek. Meek dug out by Murdoch at the net. The little short shot there as Burnett slams the lid and picks up the point. Preston goes up 20-19 as Stevenson now will serve again. Outside set, McCurdy picks up another kill. If you give Pocatello the good sets, they have the lift and the elevation to be able to get up and put those balls away. Megan Rowe rotates back in. Haley Ray will leave rather. And now Callista Michelson to serve as we're tied at 20 here in set number 2. Preston will play it back over. Just is kept alive there by Pocatello. As it goes to the net, Bryant keeps it alive. Burnett rather keeps it alive as this comes to Rowe. Rowe's too long with her kill attempt. Preston left now with the point, 20-19. Or check that, 21-20. My mistake. Sage Meek will serve here with a 1-point lead and serves up an error. Just a little bit too wide. We're tied at 21 as once again Pocatello will rotate in a couple of new players. Haley Rubidoux returns. Natalie Beck returns and assumes the serve, tied at 21. Meek gets it to Haley Meek, played off the net by Preston. That's going to be too many hits. (22-21). Beck will serve again, up by a point this time. Outside as Longhurst able to get it over. The dig is deep. Rubidoux hits it too long. So Rubidoux with a rare hitting mistake. Tied at 22. Maddie Whitehead will serve here. Set in the middle, partially blocked as they're going to call what? A lift apparently against Preston. Makes it 23-22. So a lift against Preston on the dig attempt, and now Jane Muir to serve again. As Windward partially blocked at the net, kept alive by Pocatello. Getting it back over again as they were able to dig Rowe. Muir bumps it wildly as Rubidoux able to get it back over, but no, she didn't. They're going to say it was outside the pylon, outside the antenna. Not really her fault. That was a good set attempt for her. We're tied at 23 here. As timeout on the floor this time is called by, who took the timeout? Pocatello took the timeout. So timeout on the floor, back with more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
KACH.
23 all. As we go back to work here in the second set, Keller with the serve for Preston. The outside set for Rubidoux, and it's put away. Set point for Pocatello. As Rubidoux with another big outside hit. That's 8 kills on the night for Rubidoux, and Haley Ray here to serve for set number 2. Whitehead with the dig as they play it over. Controlled there by Pocatello. Outside it's Rubidoux again, blocked. Rubidoux able to get it back up. As outside, Pocatello will play it over. Outside hit comes here from Haley Meek. Blocked at the net partially, kept alive again by Preston. Back to Haley Meek again. She goes down the line. Ray with the dig. Outside, back to Rubidoux. She's going to go short. Is Preston able to keep it up? Wow, what a play. Whitehead plays it back over. Free ball, back to Rubidoux again. Blocked at the net, whistle, and a point for Pocatello as they're going to give the point to the Pocatello Indians, and they win the second set 25-23. So another tough ending in the set there for Preston. Pocatello goes up 2-0 here on senior night, and we'll take a timeout and we'll come back. Set number 3 just around the corner as Preston trails 2-0.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Last week, the Preston Indians football team had their win streak snapped in a tough game at Minico. This Friday, the Indians play their final home game of the year as the Burley Bobcats come to town for senior night. Come out and say thank you to some 25 seniors who will play their final home game for the Indians. Or you can catch the game on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
Hi, this is Bob Larson at LSS Insurance. Get ready, Franklin and Rich County. There's a new, very affordable Medicare Advantage plan. Incredible benefits that could really lower your medical costs. Learn about this new plan at our Logan office on Tuesday, October 15th at 2 or 6:30 p.m. We're select health-appointed agents with the answers you need about Medicare. See lssins.com for meeting details. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 752-9493.
Team's back out of the floor, getting ready to start set number 3. Now all of a sudden, Preston has their back to the wall as they trail 2-0 here in this match here against Pocatello. Remember, they beat Pocatello 3-1 earlier in the year, but now they have to win the rest of the night to be able to pick up a victory here tonight. So things looking tough here for the Preston Indians as we get ready to go to work here in set number 3. Madison Wilkes will serve. As the referee says, play. And play we will. As the outside set immediately goes outside. That's Keller. Hits it wide. First time tonight that Preston does not win the first point of a match, or of a set. As Keller hit it too wide, trying to go cross court. Wilkes next serve. As they'll go outside again to Keller. And Keller this time hits it in. As looked like it was on the line, but either way, our down officials called it a point. So Abby Keller with the kill. That's her 4th side out. And it'll be Hannah Stevenson to serve here. As a good deep middle serve outside. That's going to be too long. Hitting error against Colasta McCurdy. As Preston now finds himself with a small 2-1 lead. They've had leads, they're just not been able to hold them late in the sets. As a little flick is kept alive. No, it's not. Jade Muir just kind of redirected that set and looked like Preston had kept it up, but our chair official whistled it dead, so apparently not. And we're tied at 2. The serve here by Caitlin Michelson as it comes back to Keller again. They're not able to dig Keller's kill. And Preston goes up on top 3-2 as Abby will now serve here for Preston. Deep middle serve from Abby. Look at it, come and get it. As this is going to come to Rubidoux, who's just standing there minding her own business and somehow able to get to the ball. Sparks is dug out in the back row by the libero Murdoch. Back over onto the Preston side. Outside set, Meek. Dug out there as it's kept alive by Wilkes. They'll bump it over as Ellie Johnson into the game for the first time. Keller from the back row gets it back over again. As they don't go for the set, they just go for the little short dink shot back outside. As Meek blocked at the net, they got to get it over, and Keller does. Back over her head. Outside set, Rubidoux is kept alive on the dig in the back row. As Whitehead has it on the 3rd hit and just plays it over. Free ball here for Pocatello, and tooling the blocking, picking up the point was Ellie Johnson. So Johnson, with her first point of the match, ties the set at 3-3. As Jane Muir serving here for Pocatello. Outside, nope, back set. It's Sparks, blocked and in. So the block at the net falls inbounds, and it's 4-3. Pocatello with a lead, first lead here of set number 3. Sage Meek with the return of serve, and Preston not able to play it as Stevenson got into the net apparently. As it will now be 5-3, and Muir will serve again. That's going to be too long and an error. So 5-4. As here's the serve from Whitehead. It's fairly short, but Rubidoux has it and puts it away. (6-4) as to be Hallie Ray coming back in to serve here. Rubidoux with another kill, her 9th of the match. Serve deep middle, handled out there by Keller. Outside to Meek. Meek is dug out, comes all the way back over the net, and somehow kept alive back over onto the Preston side, and they can't handle it. banked around off a couple of hands. Windward tried to give it up, or get it up, I should say, and not able to finally end up controlling it was Preston. It's a point now for Pocatello again, as it's 7-4. Middle, Windward, kept alive by Pocatello. They play it deep back row, kept alive by the Indians. Comes over to Meek. Meek able to get it back over. Middle set again, blocked but down on the Preston side. And once again, it was Alexa Jones at the net. And a timeout again called here by Preston. 8-4. Pocatello with a lead here in the third set. Preston needs to win this set to stay alive. As we'll take a timeout, back with more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
KACH. KACH.
Now, Preston needing a win here in the third set to stay alive as they trail 2-0. And now they've fallen behind here by 4 points as it is 8-4 with Pocatello leading. Hallie Ray will continue on her serve here. Waiting, and now we're ready as our chair official says play on. And here's Ray's serve. Comes to Meek, deep back corner. Now set to Hallie as it's off the hands and out of bounds. As Haley Meek able to tool the block and pick up the point. That's what Preston needed. Get the ball, get the serve back. They trail by 3. And let's see if Sage Meek now, who resumes the serve, will be able to reel off some points here for the Preston Indians. Sage's first serve is set outside. Back to Rubidoux again for the point. Makes it 9-5 as Shaylee Davis will come in to serve here again. Haley Rubidoux now with a total of 10 kills on the night. As at the net, 50-50 balls controlled by Pocatello back onto their side. As this is McCurdy dug out by Preston. In the middle, Windward off the net, kept alive by the Indians who somehow be able to get it back over. Back over onto the Preston side again. Short middle set, back to Windward again. Is dug out at the net, kept alive again by Pocatello. They'll just bump it over, back deep. Whitehead will serve, save up in the front row, back to Meek. As Meek is dug out. As again, they'll just flip it back right back into the middle. As they found a soft spot, it's Caitlin Michaels who notices that the Preston defense, as they work their way out, they leave the center of the court open, and she continually just finds that open area. However, the service error put up this time by Shaylee Davis. Ball comes back over to Preston at 10-6. That's the 5th service error tonight charged against Pocatello. Blocked at the net as Windward keeps it over onto the Pocatello side. Jones just steers it back over to Preston. Now the outside set comes to Keller. Keller's dug out by Davis in the back row. Back to McCurdy again. Too long. McCurdy hit it too deep. Point for the Preston Indians. It's now 10-7. As Drew Despain will serve here again. As just barely keeping it alive and not be able to get it over the net. That's a heck of a serve by Despain. By all rights, it almost should have been an ace, but somehow they're able to keep it alive. But Pocatello not able to get it back over the net. It's 10-8 as Despain serves again. Back set. That comes to Jones, and Jones is in. She tucked that just inside the back corner. Usually they were going to Jones in the middle on the front row. Now they finally went to her on the outside, and she's able to put that ball away. 11-8, as that'll be a point again on a lift call against the Indians, the Preston Indians. That'll make it 12-8. As again, Preston not able to return the ball cleanly. Outside, Windward is blocked at the net. Outside again, this one comes to Keller. Again, Preston not able to get it over the net. Now they finally do just bump it over as Whitehead is dug out. Now back to Whitehead. She keeps it alive again. Back to Keller as I'm not be able to get it back over. That's 4 hits and another point here for Pocatello. That makes it 13-8 as Preston gives another point away. Serve, Whitehead, deep middle, comes to Keller. Keller, a nice play by the Pokey Indians to keep it alive. As almost another kill for Keller. They go outside to Abby again. This time it is going to be out of bounds as Shaylee Davis, who tried to make the save, not able to. Point for Preston on the side out. Makes it 13-9, and once again it'll be Haley Windward to serve as it'll be Muir just to bump it over. Outside set as this comes to Keller, and it's too long. So Keller hits it just a hair too deep, makes it 14-9. Preston trails by 5, trailing 2-0. Caitlin Michelson with the serve and the return of serve almost out of bounds. Whitehead somehow able to play it, and they're going to say that did not go inside the antenna apparently, as Whitehead had almost come over into the stands to be able to play that. And it makes it 15-9. That's an ace on the back row. On the back line, give the ace to Michelson. 16-9 on the ace. Michelson will continue to serve again. Preston now trails by 7. Sage Meek returns the serve as Stevenson just flicks it over. Coming up with a heck of a play with Shaylee Davis to try to keep the ball alive, but her hit was out of bounds. That makes it 16-10 rather. As Preston earns the side out, now they need to earn some points. Outside, as just back into the game again is Ellie Johnson. She hits that too long. 16-11. So a point there for Preston as Stevenson again with the serve. Set it outside, back to Johnson. She's dug out in the back row by Despain. Comes back to Sparks. Off a couple of hands and point for Preston. So Sparks had one deflect there off the net, off the block, and they weren't able to handle it cleanly was Pocatello. That makes it 16-12, and Stevenson's next serve is set on the edge, dug out there. Stevenson, the dig goes back over the net. Free ball here for Pocatello. Again at the net, as Preston able to keep it alive. Yes, they do. Nope, we're going to call it, that's 4 hits. As the Pocatello coaching staff thought that was maybe an erroneous call, but the chair official sticks by it, and it is now 17-12 as Bryant wasn't, or I should say Burnett not able to get that ball back over the net. Pocatello with it. They'll set in the middle as it's dug out by the back row by Despain. Outside to Sparks, and Sparks just tried to just punch it and punched it into the net. 6-point lead here now for Pocatello, 18-12. Pokey trying to look for the straight sets win here tonight after taking the first 2. Out back set as it comes to Keller, as Keller able to find the corner and pick up the point. 18-13. Back to within 5 as Abby now will serve again. Keller's serve deep middle. Outside set, Rubidoux back onto the floor, puts that one away. The big hand of Haley Rubidoux with another kill. 19-13, back to a 6-point lead. Jane Muir serves for Pokey. Outside set comes to Meek, and that's down. Haley doing her best to keep Preston in the match. 19-14, and give the serve again to Maddie Whitehead as Preston with the side out. Whitehead's first serve is dug out, back to Rubidoux. She goes short this time, kept in play by Stevenson. Back set, back to Meek. Meek hits it off a hand, and the dig attempt from the back row is not able to be controlled. Another kill for Haley. Preston back to within 4 again at 19-15. Back set comes to Johnson. Nice play by Whitehead to keep it alive on the dig, gets it over the net, and then that's hit too long. Coming up to try to make the play was Jones, and she hit it just too long of the back line. 19-16, as Preston with 3 points in a row gets close back into the match, gets back to within 3. Here's the ball. Whitehead just bumps it over to keep it alive for Preston. Again, that little flick right into the middle of the court. And once again, it's Wilkes finding that open spot. The side out makes it 20-16. So once again, it'll be Haley Ray to come in and serve. Pocatello goes back up by 4 again. Ray's serve, deep corner, played there by Meek, and they try to set it in front for Windward, hit it into the net. Hitting error for Windward. That makes it 21-16. Pocatello on top, and Preston calls a timeout, so we'll sneak in another timeout here. Be back right after this with more third set action.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
KACH.
Well, Preston trailing 21-16. They need to win this set to stay alive, as that'll be an ace. It's off the hands of Woodward, as the ace served up by Ray. That makes it 22-16. Ray to serve again, as Keller, bad return, able to get it back and get it over the net. As this time outside set comes to Rubidoux. Rubidoux's dug out in the front row by Keller. Back to Meek, I should say. Another set that was just a little bit too high. She couldn't do anything with it. Makes it 23-16. A couple of points away from a straight set win tonight is Pocatello, as Ray continues her serve. Back to Keller. Outside set, Meek. Blocked at the net, but they're going to call the point. Goes to Pocatello again, so we have set point. So they call Preston into the net. Set point here for Pokey. Set deep middle, outside, or I should say it comes into the front, I should say, in Windward with a little short flick. Able to keep Preston alive, makes it 24-17. So Preston serving for their lives here. They'll give the ball to Sage Meek and let her serve. Set point for Pocatello. Meek's serve. Good. Rubidoux blocked. Kept alive. Dinked over and out of bounds. Point for Preston. They escape another set point. Another match point, actually. I correct myself. Good block at the net. on Rubidoux, but they're still down by 6, 24-18. Stays match point. Set in the middle, off the hands and down, and leave it to Alexa Jones at that middle spot in the front row where she'd had so much success during the night and able to put that away as the Pocatello Indians tonight win it in straight sets over the Preston Indians and avenge that 3-1 loss from earlier in the year. As for Pocatello, they take set number 3 by the final score of 25-18. Stay with us. The post-game wrap-up is coming up right after this. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of Cache Valley. By Stokes Market, True Value. By Rouse Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. By Valley Implement. By Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
Interviews, highlights, and analysis with the best in the business. Here we go. Others can talk about the game. Only one source can deliver the goods. And it can only be found right here on the Coach Gary Anderson Show on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The Coach Gary Anderson Show, live from Wingers in Logan, Thursday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
Hi, this is Bob Larson from LSS Insurance. Finally, good news about Medicare plans for Franklin and Rich County. A new Medicare Advantage plan is now available that'll lower your costs and provide you with much better coverage. Learn the plan details at our Logan office, Tuesday, October 15th at 2 or 6:30 p.m. We're select health-appointed agents with the answers you need about Medicare. For accommodations of persons with special needs at the meetings, call 752-9493. That's 752-9493.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on-site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at MyLocalRadio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game. take a look at the final stats and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Welcome back here to the pit in Pocatello as tonight the Pocatello Indians avenge their loss earlier in the year at Preston as they win in straight sets tonight, winning 25-17, 25-23, and 25-18 over the visiting Preston Indians. For Preston, whatever the issues were the other night in Minico really were still there again tonight. The sets were slightly off. The outside, which really affected the outside hitting, although Haley Meek did have 8 kills in the game. Abby Keller had 6 of her own. But still, there was many more errors, we should say, on the passes, which kept them from even attempting an outside hit, or when they were able to, they were either long or into the net, as really cost Preston a lot of points. For the Indians, however, for Preston, they stayed very much in the first 2 sets. They were tied late, but then Pocatello was able to pull away and end up winning it. And then really, Preston was never really in the third set much, as Pocatello went on to the 7-point victory to earn the straight sets win here tonight. So for Preston, they have lost their 6th match of the year. They're now 12-6. Had the 3-match winning streak snapped, and they've won 12 of the last 15 overall as they get ready to come home next Tuesday and play their final match of the regular season, and have a very tough road to hoe in that match, as one of the teams they lost to earlier in the year coming back in for the return visit on senior night coming up on Tuesday. And really, Preston really needs a win, as with the loss here tonight, really deals themselves a blow as far as seeding for the district tournament goes. And now maybe not even having a home match, they may have to go back out on the road to play 1 week from tonight in the play-in games if they are assigned to go and play in a play-in game. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But first, one more match that comes up next Tuesday night at home. Senior night, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll tell you about senior night and that match yet to be played for the Preston Indians. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, as we mentioned before the break, one more match on the regular season now for the Preston Indians as they'll come home for their own senior night on Tuesday. As coming up on Tuesday night, that next match will feature the Burley Bobcats coming to town as they'll get ready to take on Burley. As for the Indians, well, that is a very tough assignment. Remember, they lost to Burley earlier this year in 4 sets, I believe it was, as they played at Burley. But it'll be almost a must-win now for Preston, quite frankly, to get the best seed possible for the district tournament coming up. That match, of course, the JV match will play before it. That'll start at 6, and the varsity match starts around 7:30 on senior night. Come out, support the Lady Indians, and come out and celebrate the careers of the seniors on the roster as we'll play our senior night contest against Burley next Tuesday night. Want to remind you that the Preston Indians football team has their senior night tomorrow night, as they'll be at home, and they too will be hosting the Burley Bobcats coming up tomorrow night. Our pregame coverage tomorrow, which gets underway at 6:30, kickoff at 7 from Preston High School. So it's a home game and senior night for the Preston Indians, where they have some 25 seniors that they'll be celebrating coming up tomorrow evening. So that'll wrap it up from here at the pit at Pocatello High School. The executive director of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio engineer tonight has been John Beverly. Until tomorrow night, I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for joining us, and we'll wait for you tomorrow. Until then, have a very pleasant good night. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.